Hello everyone. We are continuing our discussion on IFRS 16 leases. In today's video, we shall be covering the basic configurations for REFX module in order to create contracts. So let's start. I'm straightly moving ahead to our server. This is my easy access screen. Let's go to configuration, customizing, execute project. So we have SAP reference IMG. Now here we have a flexible real estate management, normally called as REFX module for maintaining contracts. So now we have to do some basic configurations. So first what we need to do is to activate REFX. So under basic settings, first what we need to do is to activate real estate management in a controlling area. So we already have a controlling area. Our controlling area is D011. By selecting this, we go onto the screen. This is basically similar. In fact, it is same as what we have seen while doing the basic configurations under controlling. Here we just need to do a simple thing, that is this real estate management. We just need to activate it. I have already activated in my controlling area. Then just see the assignment of company code. I have assigned my company as well. So this is one simple basic configuration. After this, we need to activate contract valuation. That we can do by make basic settings in company code. Let's find our company code. So my company code is D011. Here I have set manager company code, accounting system as FI, and I have ticked the company code option. So by doing this, I have activated it. The next step is activate subfunctions. Now my subfunction is contract valuation CE01. So I just need to check that my contract valuation is activated. So it is activated in the system. Now the next thing that we need to do is to manage REFX basic settings in company code. Okay, we have done basic settings in company code also we have done. So the next thing is we directly go to balance sheet valuations. Now these are very important settings. We need to create valuation parameters for our contracts. So the very first step is to control setting for each contract type in company code. So let's see. The 011 is my company. So my settings are already done. Here I have to assign the contract type. Now the contract type CU05 is for lease accounting. We'll just go and see it. So CU05 is lease and lease accounting. I have set this to my company code. Then we need to assign a sequence REGCOE, that is for valuation only. And then the integration type is asset accounting. We shall be integrating it with the asset accounting because in my previous video we have discussed about IFRS 16, how the journal entries are generated under IFRS 16, where we have to recognize asset, the asset first. That means the asset we are taking on lease has to be booked as asset in our books as well. So we need to integrate it through asset accounting. We can also assign a reference rate here. Right now we are not doing so. The next is valuation reference. Now in asset accounting, these are not relevant, so we have already assigned it as not relevant. The low value lease, no leasing valuation, lease valuation, we have assigned them non-relevant, as that are not relevant for lease accounting. Then valuation rule, this is the most important part of the basic configuration. Now our valuation rule is IFRS 16. I will just double click it and show you the basic configurations we have already done. So under this we have given a valuation name, valuation rule name. Then we have assigned our accounting principle. The valuation type is balance sheet capitalization, as we shall be doing the capitalization. Then what we have is the condition valuation group. We have already given IFRS 16 as our condition valuation group. Then linearization parameters. Then the linear type is from open period. Now from open period linearization, I need to explain this. What is it? The date of the first open period of the linearization cash flow is used as the new start date. As a rule, linearization is not charged retroactively. However, if a contract is terminated or conditions are changed so that all periods are already posted at the contract end date, the calculation determines the remaining value and posts the value as a one-time adjustment if necessary. So retroactively to the period of the contract and end date. Okay. And then there's a type linear. We have given I600, that is cred linearization. Then we have to give balance sheet capitalization parameters, as the classification is right of use approach. That means we shall be booking asset as right to use. So the integration we'll be doing with the asset accounting. We are not defining interest calculation method right now. We shall be doing while creating a lease contract. The next thing is the asset flow. Now the asset flow, we have given it a right of use AA. Now we have a separate flow that are predefined by SAP. We just need to assign them like basic rent and basic rent receivable. So for asset flow, we have given I110. This is a right of use asset. Then we have flow type depreciation, that is I210. This is for depreciation. Then clearing means lease clearing, or we can say while booking payment entries, I've given I400. Similarly, flow type for interest, when we'll do the interest, then it will be I300. The next thing is company code assignment. So what we need to do is to assign a depreciation area for our company. Uh, my company is DO11. I've already assigned my depreciation area, and the contract I have assigned a CU05 in our previous setting. The setting we have done before, the setting was for aligning the contract type with our company. So it has automatically fetched that. What I need to keep in mind that this valuation rule is activated, and the start of consideration I've given from 1/1/23, and my first posting from 1/1/23. I have to assign the date of that. So after that, we just need to click on save and it will be saved. So this was my valuation rule. Now the next thing, moving ahead, the next thing is valuation object contract dependent control. Sorry. It is taking some time. Okay. So now what we need to do is to, for each company code, we need to define a type, like contract object name type, and then assign it with the account determination and the asset type. So I have already done that for my company. I have assigned J4 to my company, like this one. J4 is contract object and YCO05 is for machinery, as I'm planning to, uh, in my example, I'm planning to take machinery on lease. My contract type is assigned CU05, that is lease and lease accounting, that we also discussed previously. My account determination for same is YRUMA, that is also for machinery, FL machinery, FI machinery. The next thing I need to assign is my asset class. Now this asset class I have defined in while configuring my asset accounting in my company. So this we already discussed in our previous video. So here I just need to assign my contract object to the company with the contract type and machinery, and also my asset classes aligned in this segment. So after that is what I need to do is to assign asset transaction type. So there are few asset related transactions predefined by SAP. Let's discuss them. For example, we have depreciation, current year acquisition, then we have acquisition, reactivation, retirement, credit memo in following retirement from current year acquisition, credit memo in acquisition area year, depreciation on prior year acquisitions, then appreciation. There are few transaction or processes that are defined by SAP, and what we need to do is to assign the flow that we defined under valuation rule. We need to assign it to these processes. Okay, so my rule was, I will show that to you on other screen if few people are skipping it. We'll just, I have opened a new menu, going back again. Flexible real estate. Under this, we were on to balance sheet valuation of contracts. Here we have defined the valuation rule. In our valuation rule IFRS 16, we have defined a flow. This flow was defined I110. So the two flows that are relevant for asset was asset and depreciation. So we just need to align it first, because at this point of time we are not thinking about the retirement and other processes. So under this example, I'm just assigning my two flows. Here I have already assigned, if you can see it, this I110. I110 is for right of use asset. So for acquisition, I have assigned 100, that is for external acquisition. Then I210 is for my depreciation. I have assigned 190, revaluation of asset or revaluation of depreciation. Now this is done. Our valuation part is done. What we need to do is to assign our accounts. So for that we need to go to accounting. Now under accounting, first what we need to do is automatically generated accounting document. Here first we need to set up number range for automatically created postings. So give the intervals, assign the number range for the year that is required. Okay, then what we need to do after giving the number range, say allow or activate integrated postings. So this is already done. The next thing is account determination. The taxes is also very important, because while making the lease payment, uh, we we pay the rentals by considering input tax in India. So, or in other countries also, we consider the taxes while making the payment to vendors. So, in this case, also, we have to consider the tax configuration. We shall discuss it later. But before that, we'll quickly discuss the account determination part. So here we have account symbols. Some predefined symbols are given by SAP. These symbols are for asset reconciliation account, asset accounts, depreciation accounts. So all the accounts that we discussed previously, like these are the relevant accounts that we required under lease accounting: ROU asset, accumulated depreciation, clearing account, lease liability, lease clearing account. So all these accounts need to be integrated under contract accounting. For each of these accounts, there are predefined accounting symbols. As we can see here, there are predefined accounting symbols. Now these accounting symbols, there are account determination values. Here we have for machinery. We have selected this YROUMA for machinery. Now what we need to do, these are predefined. What we need to do is to assign the accounts to the flow. So our flow, these are our main flows. Okay, we need to assign the asset flow, depreciation flow, clearing flow, interest flow with the accounting symbols, that what how the flow will be done and what will be the journal entry, a debit side and a credit side for that flow. So I have assigned I have assigned everything for my company. I will just show you, like for I1100, for account determination, that is YOUMA for machinery, right of use asset. The debit will be A. This A is for asset, and then the credit will be S, that is asset clearing. I will connect you to these journal entries. We have discussed this journal entries in my previous videos. So you can just refer the previous video for getting a more connect. Here we have first entry, that is ROU account debit, and the credit will be my asset clearing account. So through this, we are just linking the flow with the account symbols. I110 YRUMA, right to use, A for debit, and the credit would be asset clearing account. So this is how you have to link, or link each and every flow with the account symbols. Let's discuss one more flow, and I will conclude after that. So like we have I120. No, it's 210. Sorry. Flow type for depreciation is I210. I210. So for I210, my account determination was for machinery. I have debited the leasing liability and credited the clearing account. So this is how we need to define the flows. After assigning the symbols, we need to integrate our GL account. So that can be done by going into integration FIGL, account determination, and here define account document type determination. Sorry, that's not the right path. replace account symbols. So how we have already given the assigned symbol to the flow type. Now what we need to connect, we need to basically align our GL accounts that we created. So my chart of account for DO01 is DO11. As you can see, it is coming on the first line only. All these accounts, I will just select it and show it to you. So all these accounts are related to my company. For all the accounts, for all the account symbols, I have assigned my chart of account and given the proper GL account, requisite GL account I have created. So this is how the GL accounts are integrated. You can do so by just going to a new entry, assigning your chart of account, the symbols you have assigned in the flow, and assigning your GL accounts. It's absolutely easy. So this is how you have integrated your REFX with your GL accounting. Also, we have to see the taxes, the tax accounting in while doing the contract, because while making the payment, while vendor issue the invoice, they will always include input tax. So how do we do that? First, what we need to do is to define a tax type. So just assign your company, that is India, give a tax type name INP, and give a name. So this by this you just have given a tax type. Now create a tax group. Tax group means you are giving a name, it's just a key. You're assigning a key, defining it that it is tax exempt or not, or it have a half rate or full rate. So this is how you are giving a tax group. You have defined a tax type, tax group. Now default value of tax rate per contract. Now for RCU05 lease accounting, I have given my tax type INP. That means while doing lease contract, while creating these kind of contracts, it will automatically or by default will take INP as tax type. I have given the default tax group as full. I will show this to you while creating the contracts. Now, these are just the formal things. How it is going to pick the taxes is from this segment. So now here we need to assign the tax code. We already have this IN. Our tax type is INP. We have assigned the tax group as full, and we need to give the valid from date, and we just assign our tax code. The tax code we have created in our company. You can refer our indirect taxation video on same. The next thing is to assign tax code for FI document. Similarly, for the country code India, we will assign our tax code IA, give the validity date, and also assign the tax type and the tax group type. Lastly, assign tax transaction key. Now here in India, we have INP as tax type. We just need to assign the transaction key. Now this transaction key is the key which we used to create the tax procedure, and in this tax assignment key we have assigned our tax code or created our tax code. So for this configuration you need to see our indirect tax video as well. From there we picked up this tax assignment key. So everything is linked. uh, Now the basic configurations for contracts are done. Um, in the next video, we shall be discussing how to create a contract. Thank you all for listening. Have a good day.